So welcome to my review of Detective Pikachu. Yes, I went to see this movie tonight, but before I begin, I'm gonna have a little drink because I need one. I got some Ryan Reynolds gin here, his aviation gin. I'm gonna have a little drink of this. I kind of need it. Okay, I'm gonna get into all of this. I really am, and I gotta say, yes, this was a movie that I saw tonight. It's kind of crazy, and I'm gonna talk about it. I just want to say that I first saw the trailers for this, and I was completely charmed. I'm a huge Pokémon fan. I really like the universe they've created. I like Pikachu, and I do like Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is in my city here, and I've had this bottle of his gin sitting there since Christmas time. Tonight is the night I open it up and have a little bit more. Oh. Okay. So when I saw the original trailers for this, I was completely charmed. I was so looking forward to this, and I thought, they're going to nail it. They're going to knock it out of the park. And I can't wait to see what they do. And how is the movie? There's some bits that are really kind of cool. There are some bits that are really neat. And there's some bits that are absolutely beyond reality to see. Okay. So let's talk about some of the good things. This is no spoiler review. I just want to say it's about a young boy, Justice Smith, is the main character, and he's looking for his father, and he encounters Pikachu, and they go on a mystery-finding adventure. And that sounds exciting, doesn't it? I was really looking forward to this. The world they live in is a living, breathing Pokemon world, with creatures everywhere, and kids capturing them. This is the bit of the movie that is amazing. When you go into the city, and it is a Blade Runner-esque city, and you see the creatures from the Pokemon universe walking with human beings, and they're interacting with each other. It is wonderful, and this is where the movie does shine. It does shine in this regard. It's really neat to see the Pokemon universe come to reality. It really does, and I apologize. I cannot show any footage because Warner Brothers loves flagging videos. On my other channel, Film Fury, every single video they flag because we use the footage all the time. So I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. Not at all. Ugh. So I went in with an open mind, and I really love the Pokemon style world. There's some good Pokemon battles that happen, and that's really cool. And some characters that we've seen before so many times. And there's a lot of charm here. There's a bit of charm here. This is where the movie is shining the most. I had to say that. More than anything, Ryan Reynolds, I want to say, as Pikachu, is completely charming and wonderful and fantastic, and I salute him. I really like Ryan Reynolds a lot. I really do. And I think he holds the movie together, but he can't do it alone, and that's the problem. The movie falls apart because of the story. The story it starts off really strong. It's a really good opening. And you're really rooting for the characters, and they get together, and you're like, oh my god, we get to go on this adventure. And then there's just so much talking, and there's so much not happening for so long, you start getting bored in the theater. You're like, okay, like, can we actually do something? And the detective stuff isn't as exciting as you want it to be. You really want to get involved in the mystery of it all, and before you know it, you're trying to get into it, and you're at the beginning of the end of the movie. And this is where the problem is with this movie. It falls apart so drastically at the end. I couldn't believe it. It's like the movie's going here and just does this left turn, and you're like, what the hell is going on? And then you're like, oh my god, this is what the hell is going on, and it's really, really hokey. I'm not saying that, bringing Pokemon characters to real life wouldn't create a hokey scenario. I think that creates a really great scenario, but it's the story element of the bad guys and what's really happening. And I don't want to give any spoilers, and there's some reveals that just fall flat. And I was sitting there and I was so upset because I thought this was such a missed opportunity to bring the Pokemon franchise into a form of live action reality. And when I was watching it, all I wanted to do was go back to the video games and the cartoon, the anime, where I feel very safe and very at home. And this movie, I can even say, I think maybe for bringing little kids and things like that to it, they'll get something out of it. I think for people who are real Pokemon fanatics, you're gonna get something out of it. But it is a pretty silly movie near the end, and that I'd like to debate anybody on it. It just really falls apart, unfortunately. And just give me a second here. This is making me feel a little better. I was sitting in the theater, and there was moments when I was like, am I falling asleep? I'm like, come on, no, we're in this movie, and I think it tries to be overly emotional at times, but you just don't care. And that's a terrible problem. The main character, Justice Smith, he's good. He's a good actor. I got no problem with him being an actor or doing what he's doing. But you're just not emotionally involved with any character in this movie except Ryan Reynolds. That's why I say Ryan Reynolds just cannot keep it all together himself. But the one thing I will say again, the visuals of this movie, sometimes they are stunning and you're like, wow, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And then other times they are so amateurish that you're almost embarrassed and want to say, hey, what happened over here? What, is this not a finished scene? And I'm honestly, I don't say that easily. It feels like a very, very lost movie in a lot of ways. I was saying to my friend Victor Lucas, because we did an episode on this earlier tonight, that it feels like on paper this sounds like a good idea, but when you bring it into reality with the CG characters and the real characters and the ridiculous plot at the end, it's just so insane. I mean, I can see how it works on paper, but bringing it into a finished film, it kind of falls apart for me. And let me say this, and I said this as well, I get no pleasure at all out of coming and saying that this movie didn't really fulfill it for me. I was really looking forward to this movie quite a lot. I loved the trailers. I thought they were funny. Me and my wife were saying, I said, this movie's going to be huge. And I think the movie will be huge. I think everybody's going to go see it out of curiosity. But I left the theater with a lot of other people, and I heard them, and everyone's going, oh my God, like Jesus. And I was just like, no. I feel the same way. So, yes, the movie is a bit of a disappointment to me, but there is some shining things in there. Ryan Reynolds is really good. Some of the CGI is really good. The beginning of the movie is really cool. It's nice to see the Pokemon brought into reality. That's the bits that I love the most. I was laughing when I saw some of the creatures, and I'm like, oh my God, he's back, and they're having this battle, and it's so cool to see that. Those are the bits that shine. But the story and the characters and where we go with this and the revelation at the end was very, very weak for me. And I get no pleasure out of it, folks. Not at all. I honestly, I hate to say it, it's like a 6.5, and I think I'm being nice, out of 10 film. It's one of those films. And I was coming all the way home from seeing it, and I was so gutted. I expected so much more, and I don't want this to ruin anything for the future, bringing out more Pokemon style of movies. I want more. I think I just want a little bit better in the future, and I didn't really feel it with this one. So, cheers, guys. Anyways, until next time. Ugh.